Oh, I'm so happy to be here. You might know that, those who already know me. I'll try to be brief, it's not my special charm, but I promise to be the most I can. We were planning to do two songs, actually three songs, what we call in Brazilian candomblé, the African diasporic tradition, pontos. Not sure exactly how to translate it. They are like chants. But first one we did before, it was a ponto to Exu, who is Orixá from communication. He opens doors, and he's a bit of a Daranindara too, because he's the one who builds bridges. So this has already gone. I'll show you his face later. But now we are doing, it's not exactly a welcome song, it's a ponto, and kind of an invocation. So I ask you all to have first some patience with my Spotify troubleness that probably will happen, and to breathe while you listen to it, and later I'll explain. Let's see if it's gonna work. Oh, I don't know if I said sound. Just a second. Yes, I said sound. Let me know like that if you can hear, okay? Okay, perfect. So I'll just put in the right spot. Okay, just breathe for the next 2.5 minutes.
Mesmo Oxóssi, o senhor da caça, o senhor da comunidade, o senhor do silêncio.
Well, thank you so much. I'll talk briefly about our ancestors and about our bodhisattvas in terms of earth holding. We are a very magical culture, even though we don't notice that in the day-to-day life. So we must honor our ancestors. This is a very important thing. So before starting, I'll honor Cristina, who is here and is one of our OI ancestors. The other two, Denise and Leo, were able to come because of different reasons, but I'm honoring them too. And honoring Ildech, who was our first Dharma teacher and is already enchanted. We say like that, someone is enchanted. She's not in a human form anymore. So now, show more windows. I have a lot of windows opened. Yes, here we are. Let's see if it works. Well, okay. Okay, well, I'll time my talk. Okay, this is Eshu. As I told you, we always ask for him permission for him to open our communication and our paths. He is the Lord. He was the first Orisha who came to the earth. So he's the Lord of everything. And he's often mistaken by Christian traditions with something like the devil. But he's the most similar to humans. So that might be why people think he's the devil. And now I'll try to get out of, do you think it's better, people, to do like that? So I don't know if you can see me. Anyway, that way, so.
We could see you when you had the slide up.
Okay, so let's go again. This is Oxóssi. This art was beautifully made for André Mantuano. We have this saudação, not sure how to say it, Oquero, and he's the god of the forest, but he's also the Orisha of community. I've once shared this in a meeting. I'll just stop here. He's actually my father, we say like that, the Orisha who takes care of your head. Anyway, it's hard to translate those kind of things. But hey, Michael, and he's the Orisha of community too. His story says that he was a hunter and the kingdom was bad witch had made a spell in the kingdom, and the king was asking for all the hunters in the forest to kill this big bird who was the witch anyway, and no one could, and he had promised a lot of richness and wealth and all the gold in the rivers and everything. And at the end, Oxóssi, who had only one arrow, we can forget he was a hunter, okay? We can keep this part aside and just focus on the community part. And Oxóssi had just one arrow, and people were afraid he wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make it. But he did, and he saved the kingdom. And then the king said, please, what do you want? I can share with you all the wealth. Oh, all the wealth thing we have here. But the king had imprisoned all the other hunters who didn't manage to kill the big bird. So Wachowski said, I don't want richness. I don't want your money. I don't want your gold. I want you to release all the other hunters. So he's also considered the Orisha of the forest and community. So now I'm gonna honor all of our earth holders connected to the practice of spirituality in this intersection, you know, because we have a lot of earth holders, but not all of them share this. Sorry, I don't know if it's working. Okay, this spirituality thing. Okay, I'll do like that so it's better and we don't have to waste time with that stuff. So this is Chico Mendes. He was exterminated, he was shot. He was from liberation theology. Some of you might have listened about it. It is still Franciscan part of Catholic Church that works to bring liberation to people. It's a bit like an engaged Catholicism. He has this famous sentence, environmentalism without class struggle is gardening, just to remember us that we could update it to climate justice without social justice is gardening. He's a saint in our Brazilian Anglican Church. His date is the day he was murdered. Those two are from, I translated it as it is written, Pastoral Land Commission. It's something exactly like the Earth Holder community. When I told my mom I had joined the Caretaking Council, I always say that when I have to explain what it is. I say it's a Buddhist Pastoral da Terra, Pastoral Land Commission. And my mom asked, oh, but they don't kill people in this Buddhist Pastoral da Terra, right? Because we are the most dangerous country for environmentalists. So Sister Dorothy was from US. She came to Brazil really early. And she was also shot. And the witness say when she was about to be killed and the mother said, are you armed? Do you have any weapon? And she showed him and said, my only weapon is the Bible. We have too, Leonardo Boffi, who is, thank God, still alive. You might have heard of him too, because he's internationally famous. He wrote a beautiful book that is translated to English. It's called Toward Neco-Spirituality. He was one of the Brazilians at the Earth Chart from UN. This is Mãe Estela de Oxóssi. She's a Mãe de Santo. She's it's weird to translate all things that are so common in our culture, even if you're not a practitioner, but she's a spiritual leader from Candomblé, and she's known to be the first to spread culture through books. She's from Literature Academy in Bahia, and she, before her death, she did a revolution to say this thing you are seeing is Festa de Iemanjá. Oh, we have our Black Mermaid before the movie, so all this thing that's not new to us. Iemanjá is the Orisha of the oceans, and we have this big tradition, historical tradition of a party to her, a festival, and people threw offerings on the ocean it was a cultural thing, and she was the first one to say, people, let's stop doing that. And it was pretty good and revolutionary. And to start getting to the very good point, I'll show you Célia Chacriabá. She's a young indigenous leader from these people, Chacriabá. She luckily was recently elected to the Congress. Let's see if she's going to be able to do something. And she said something really good that I think resonates with Thai and all his teachings. This is a capybara. I'm not sure if that's the word. Anyway, it's the biggest rodent of the earth. It's pretty common here. And she said the very moment humans lost their track was when we started freezing the capybara. They eat the capybara, of course, but they put it in the refrigerator now. So the thing is, what she said is that when you lose this ritual, this tradition of eating together and chanting, this is a very important thing for indigenous cultures here. They eat together every day and chant and do stuff. So that's the point, the moment when we kind of lost ourselves. And now the good part, just to end it, I'll show you, you're probably aware of him because the first thing I did when I joined Earth Holders was to send his movie. He's Davi Copenaua. He's a pajé, which means a shaman from Yanomami tradition. Yanomami, together with the area they are in Venezuela, they hold the largest forest of the world in indigenous stewardness, let's say, because it's not ownership, right? And Yanomamis have very nice interbeing stuff thing, cosmology called Shapiripi. What are Shapiripis? They are the spirits of the forest. This drawing is from Davi Copenaua. This other drawing, these are shamans receiving the Shapiripis. These are a Shapiripi talking to a shaman. What are Shapiripis? They are animal ancestors. So they have this, what's been called Amerindian perspectivism. They don't see other beings. They have animal and leaves and trees aspects. We are just a manifestation of Shapiripis, meaning we are nature manifesting itself. It's a different dynamics, a cosmological thing, but they have a lot of relato, not sure how to say that, reports on how it works among them. This is a child, a Yanomami child, talking to mops, Shapiripis. They are like, I don't know if it's mops, the ugly cousin of butterflies. And they tend to, when a kid plays with them at night, they tend to be really excited and happy. And those are pictures of the ritual of them talking to Shapiripis. It's made by a photographer, Claudia Andujar. She's pretty good. She did it for Survival, the institution, the association. Well, these are the ritual pictures. This is a shaman dreaming because they dream and receive it before. And this is what the shaman dreamt, not sure. Anyway, and just stop sharing. The thing about Shapiripi is that it's very similar with Mayan tradition, actually, and a lot of other indigenous traditions. You are not human, you are not your body, you might be some animal in the forest, you might be some tree in the forest, you might be even the wind, you might be rivers. So you're just being human in this present moment. And it did a lot when it came out publicly as a philosophy and all. It changed a lot our epistemological way of seeing the world. So I thought it would be good because it's a very intervening thing. And now I'll pause and I'll do a very brief meditation, even briefer than we thought it would be before. And then I'll pass to Giselle and Maria Alice, who are my beloved Earthholder friends here, who are doing a very amazing work, and they will talk a bit about it. So let's go to the meditation part. Okay. No, we are here. I'll set my original sound. It's just a regular element meditation for us to feel the earth in our bodies. Yes, thank you. Bye. Okay. Sorry, you probably hear the helicopter. So find a comfortable position and enjoy. Breathing in, I'm aware of my body. Breathing out, I relax my body. Breathing in, I'm aware of warmth in my body, the fire element making life possible. Breathing out, I smile to the fire element in this body. Breathing in, I'm aware of the fluids in this body, mucus, the saliva, wet flesh, my blood. Breathing out, I smile to the water within this body. Breathing in, I'm aware of the earth element in my body, the soil that has produced the food that I eat, all the minerals that sustain this body. Breathing out, I smile to the earth element of this body. Breathing in, I'm aware of the air entering my body, the oxygen that sustains every cell of this body. Breathing out, I smile to the air in this body. Breathing in, I'm thankful for the elements of the earth in my body. Breathing out, I know I'm the earth. We can stretch and move some part of our bodies that got sleepy. And now I'm really thankful for your kind listening, and will pass to my beloved friend Giselle, who will say some things amazing. Bowing out.
Welcome, everyone. I feel honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'll talk about my working on Guardians da Terra with vulnerable communities, people who live with chronic pain and illness, carers, and activists. Several years ago, based on my experience, I found a platform and support group called Living with Chronic Pain. I eventually trained as a mindfulness-based pain management instructor with the purpose to share the tools and practices that help me to live and joyful life despite my health conditions. I have some health conditions. Inviting people to return to nature and practice walk and meditation was one of the ways we found that works well. Bring back the smile and joy. The practice of walk and meditation is my favorite. And I joined the walking meditation with sensory awareness, and I asked Maíra to help me with the video. Thank you.
Let me know if you hear it.
Terra é a comunidade em movimento. Quando estava finalizando a minha formação pela Breathworks de Mindfulness e Compaixão para a Saúde, eu fiz um voto, e esse voto, quando eu fui receber a certificação, era de levar Mindfulness e Compaixão, atenção plena, para que todas as pessoas, e principalmente as pessoas que vivem uma condição de vulnerabilidade, os excluídos, os que não são ouvidos, tivessem a oportunidade de experimentar. Nós fomos convidadas pelo projeto Cuidando do Cuidador e nós cuidamos das voluntárias que cuidam de pessoas em cuidados paliativos. Então é um cuidar, é um movimento de cuidar, ser cuidada. E o que nós estamos trazendo? Eu faço um trabalho, que é um trabalho inspirado no trabalho da Charlotte Selver, que é a consciência sensorial. Então é despertando através dos sentidos. O que a gente está oferecendo? A gente está oferecendo a oportunidade da pessoa experimentar e descobrir recursos no próprio organismo, através de quê? Dos próprios sentidos, uma coisa muito fácil. Descansa na sensação, descansa na respiração, descansa no movimento, descansa no peso do seu corpo sendo apoiado. E isso é muito importante, abrindo espaço para a escuta amável, para a fala amorosa, para a escrita, para a poesia, para a alegria, para a esperança ativa. Essa esperança aí que a gente perdeu, né? Esperança na comunidade, esperança um no outro, a gente não está se olhando mais, não está se cuidando. E quando a gente oferece uma coisa tão fácil, um alto abraço, as pessoas, elas se sensibilizam, elas sentem isso, né? Aqui dentro. A gente está voltando para casa e voltar para casa é maravilhoso, como diz o nosso querido Tai. É uma honra apoiar, é uma honra acompanhar a comunidade compassiva, é uma honra acompanhar o Saúde Contato, é uma honra acompanhar o GRAM, o Convivendo com a Dor Crônica e quantas outras instituições, tantos outros espaços que possam vir. E nós fazemos isso, nós estamos disponíveis para ir a qualquer lugar. Nós somos guardiões da Terra e é isso que a gente faz.
Thank you so much, and thank Saulo, who is, sorry, something happened here. Saulo, who is somewhere here in the screen, who filmed and edited and sometimes play drums in our meetings, which is awesome. We started doing walking meditation with African drums, and it's pretty good. When it's more solid, we'll spread it to all of you. And now I'll pass to Maria Alice, who is somewhere, Maria Alice and Esteban, and thank you.
Hello. We will share some photos too, and while Esteban is doing the arrangements to share, just complement that in the same project of Comunidade Compassiva. It's a beautiful work helping capacitate communities like favelas to help and assist and deep listening and give love and compassion to palliative care patients. And I have an honor to offer my skills as a psychologist, and it's a privilege to meditate with each patient. And each session, we have weekly sessions, but it's by phone or by online. I don't live in the same city as this place in Rio. I live in the south of Brazil. So thank you so much, Maíra and Giselle, for sharing. And Esteban will share with me our experience in INTEGRIA. That's a retreat center we founded 20 years ago. This September, we completed 20 years in the south of Brazil. It's a small retreat center.
Thank you all. Thank you, Sangha, and for the privilege of being here. I will be brief, guiding you through a little bit of Brazil. Brazil is, as you know, is a continent in itself. There's such a variety and rich of cultures and blends. Maíra was mentioning part of that. There's literally a thousand original folks here in Brazil, and it's a privilege to be here and trying to bring that whole network of Thai into this part of the world. For those that don't know Brazil, there's a rainforest region in the south. It's called the Serra Gaúcha. It was at some point in time allocated to European settlers that came, and these mountains are beautiful, full of trees, and some of those trees were used for other things like wood and agriculture. So our goal here is to try to recover the original strength of the rainforest. This is where we are in the south. As Alice was mentioning, we inaugurated 20 years ago with, we had the honor of having Rupert Sheldrake. So those of you who don't know him, he's a British biologist with a deep study on the interconnection of all living beings. So it was a big, big privilege to start with them. And in the middle here we are with Alice 20 years ago. So since the beginning, our commitment to create a place of integrating wisdom and knowledge all around, that's where INTEGRIA comes from. And so the place itself, we try to make sure it's an example of the earth healing process of recovering. The rainforest has its own way of coming back if it's let alone. But we offer the place as a content for presential workshops. It's a small operation, so it's run from us. It's not a big center, and it follows whatever we are. We try to bring whatever the good things we can make it more integrative. So as that, we believe that also spreading the seeds, bringing school teachers for them to spread the word outside, and we had the honor and the privilege of living outside of Brazil and being in touch with Thai centers. So we've been at Deer Park and Blue Cliff and Plum Village, and we are very touched and moved with that. And it's always our dream to make sure that we are an integral part of bringing that practice into this part of the world. We also integrated, we'll show you a little bit of our work with bio-architecture and permaculture, organic gardening, and also honoring the ancestral traditions. So as we mentioned, there's 1,000 different living traditions in Brazil, and make sure that those words are there. In particular, the Tupi-Guarani tradition. Tupi literally means sound on feet. So chanting and presence and everything with sound is very present with them. And also tradition of the walking meditation and honoring the elements. We are privileged at INTEGRIA with a very exuberant nature. So we have river and mountains, and this is the work of the rainforest regenerating itself. not only, well, in 2005, this part of the world was the center of the World Social Forum. There was a big forum of debate of an integrating of wisdom and experiences. And we had the privilege of hosting part of the groups that were working there. And we always try to make this sharing in nature, in this context, in this format. Yeah, so, well, some images on that. We have one of our traditions. We are the Tupi Guarani tradition. We have Kakavera, who is a sacred man from this traditions, and we have a series of workshops with them, and we try to use all this the external nature around us to make sure that the message goes deeper. We also have yoga and all sorts of meditation practices with us. It's an organic garden. It's Marisa herself doing the gardening with kids. We have a special on the mountain there. There's we didn't build this. This is a sculpture that is in the mountain, and it's our garden,
Earth garden.
Our earth garden. We do a part of a meditation practice. It's always there to reflect it, stay calm, and let nature do its work, and each of us do our own. And again, one of the images we try to make sure we bring as much as voices as we can. This is Uma Krishnamurti with a yoga philosophy, the philosophy of yoga, psychology of yoga, sorry. And a few years ago, this was before the pandemic, school teachers, this is in the region. So this is a stop after walking meditation. We believe that teachers are really multipliers of.
We have been running retreats for teachers for public schools in the region. So many cities around the retreats, they send all the teachers from public schools. And just to complement, all our work is social engaged. So all this invitation to learn from the ancestors of Brazil, or to reunion teachers to bring meditation for their lives and for their classrooms, and all with a good and deep communication between yourself and the society, bringing your best in service. So, and
again, well, this part of Brazil has 4 seasons, so in each season we try to blend what's there, and always inviting. This is our meditative labyrinth facilities, and also we have, of course, the possibility to share and in circles what
more school retreats.
We've been learning. This is bio-architecture, again, one of the ways of taking care of nature, of building with whatever you have around. This is an extreme. This is from a German expert in bio-architecture. So it's a dome made with adobes from the place, and also we have some cabins being built with this bio-architecture in mind. So again, this is a sample of things that we've been doing in the past 20 years, and very grateful to be part of this bigger global initiative. And we try to be as much as we can as a host for this message. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I wrote in the chat, Maria Alice is doing level 2 training from Wake Up Schools. So we will have a big retreat. Come everyone. So anyway, I'm just kidding. I don't know yet. We are planning on it. Now, thank you so much. I'll pass to Simona and bowing out.
Dear friends, this is Simona bowing in, hoping you all enjoyed your Dharma sharing rooms. We are all here, so I will pass back to our facilitators.
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll end with a lot of things. So we'll do first. I'll show you. I'll tell you what's been going on in my face. These are indigenous graphic drawings. Well, I'm producing an indigenous festival yesterday and today, so I was there, and they did it. It's a Guajajara people's drawing. It's for protection and steadiness, like joy, but stable. So it's from Genipapo, which means it will last around 10 days. We have Urucum too, which is red, and it goes like one day, maybe even in the same day, but Genipapo lasts. So I thought it would be good to be here with them. And the other thing is, yes, we love this book. And the other thing is I'll show you a brief video, like 2 minutes, because I was planning to do this from there, but then I realized it wouldn't be possible. So I asked them to record it. It's a Pataxó song. I asked them a chant for protection and healing and joy. And then, thank you, Harry. And then I recorded it because it ended up being another thing. As some of you know, I was robbed. So I'm now with a very bad cell phone. So it's not good in terms of resolution. And there were a lot of people passing by and they ended up filming too. So we'll see. But it's for us because I'm in the middle and they do this thing to all of you. So they were the first ones who had contact with the Portuguese invaders because they were in Bahia, where Amada is now, and it's from where people from Portugal came. So let's go, and please let me know if you can hear it. Well, this is it. Don't know if we have time to share the merits, but I'll pass back to Simona. Don't know if we have announcements or something like that.
Yumaira, thank you so much. Not too many announcements besides just we're going to be gathering again on the 4th Sunday of the month, and I'll be sharing a contact email and a link to sign up for Earth World Communications, and we can go from there. So I'd like to pass back to you for the sharing of the merit.
Okay. Well, we can stay later for introductions and for whatever we want to do. But now I'll do this. Just a second. I'll start again with my last slide for presentation. This is Saint Francis. And it's funny because someone made a statue of him meditating. So I thought it would be funny. He did meditate a lot, especially inside this cave. He was from Italy and he was a rebel practitioner. So, and this is Santa Clara, Saint Clare, who was his Chankong. Well, not exactly as Chankong, because she's great, the greatest person has ever set foot on earth, but almost Chankong. And they had this, they are called brother sun and sister moon, because they had this brother comprehension about nature and God and people and animals and plants and poor people, especially that they were very good in advocating for social change. So now to end, I'll do a lay version of the prayer we used to do here when we talk about it. I'll try to sing because there is a rhythm of it. So I already ask you for your forgiveness because and somewhere in the prayer it said that you should forgive. So I'm already talking that. So that's our merits. Grant that I may be an instrument of your peace. I won't sing because it will suck. Anyway. Okay, I'll sing. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is offense, let me bring pardon. Where there is dispute, let me bring union. Where there is error, let me bring truth. Where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is despair, let me bring hope. Where there is sorrow, let me bring joy. Where there is darkness, let me be light. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love, for it's in giving that one receives, it's in forgiving that one is forgiven, and it's in comprehending that one comprehends life. Thank you all so much. It was wonderful. Oh, and we'll have abraçadores, which is Spanish-speaking Earth Holder meeting on 19 November, and Norma Barreiro will host a very amazing talk on Mayan cosmovision and the nature of interbeing, which kind of it's similar to what I've shared, but she's better than me. So, but it's in Spanish. So if you want to practice, you are all welcome.